were so excited for the new decade. As it turns out, we shouldn't have been. Now, my year was nothing compared to those who have suffered such unimaginable loss, but we all lived through difficult times. So let's take a moment and recap my 2020. We begin 2020 in the month of January. I made so many wholesome and heartwarming memories with my friends in this month, and I am so incredibly grateful to have met every single one of them and to have had a connection with them. Especially in 2020, we were all quarantined and we couldn't go anywhere. I came to a realization that I took those moments for granted. But now that I'm looking back at these videos, I am so happy that I took the opportunity to document and record all of these memories. And now we move on to the next month, the month of February. We begin the month with a bloodbath, otherwise known as ticket buying. BTS had announced their world tour, and well, what a perfect timing for 2020. I managed to record my ticket buying process, so enjoy the show. Okay, so I am FaceTiming Christine, and I just got home from school, and it's at 8 minutes.
I'm gonna scream when it says one person in front of you.
Move faster, move faster, move faster.
Why did it sound like you're saying faster from the line?
Oh.
Mine's at 389 people in front of me.
Oh my gosh, Christine. I don't care what type of...
139, 139.
Oh!
9 people in front of me.
Christine! Bruh, mine still says 2,000.
One person in front of me.
Oh my gosh!
Up next, it says you're up next in a few moments to your fresh page. I'm in. I need my code.
One eternity later.
I got it.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Christine. We got them. And then we have the production of the infamous murder mystery short film. Yeah! Right after that little fiasco was Marianne's 14th birthday, and here's footage of me giving her a gift.
Oh my god, there's a snake. There's another bag.
Gentle. Go look in the mirror.
Wow.
And here's the only footage I got of me and Keaton at lifeguard training. And now we have the month of March. We begin the month with my high school swim team banquet. I had such a good time with my friends on this day, and I had hoped for more moments like this, but 2020 had other plans.
Out of growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus.
The World Health Organization just declared this a global health emergency.
In mid-March, COVID-19 had affected the United States, and schools around the nation were closed. Everyone was practically excited about the extended spring break. We all baked and spent so much time with family in these first couple months of quarantine. I was also really glad that I had all of this free time to spend time with my sister and make a lot of disgusting looking dessert. I don't even know what's happening in this video. One thing I would thank quarantine for is allowing me the time to get closer to Marianne and be able to share a lot of laughter. Next up is Miss April, which means spring is finally here. We had a lot of video calling with the cousins and grandma, and my dad built a zip line for us in the backyard. A lot of accidents happened. We spent a lot of time with my older cousins V and T, and they did my makeup, which kind of introduced me into the makeup world. In my videos, you can clearly see that we made so many brownies over quarantine. And to finally wrap up this month, BTS had their Bang Bang Con concert. I would say that having an online concert is quite a unique experience. And we're quickly moving on to the month of May. I just ordered these Impala sidewalk skates. I wanted either this one or the pink and yellow one, but they sold out. We are back and we're going to be making black tapioca pearls and bubble tea, milk tea. I feel like May was the month where I got out of my comfort zone and explored so many new ideas and new hobbies. We made bubble tea for the first time with my cousin T, and it was actually really yummy and easy to make. My roller skates are here. Here are the skates. It's
Beautiful.
And here is my first time trying roller skates. This is the video that made me gain so many new friends online, and it's now a hobby that Marian and I came to love. In the end of May, I went outside and roller skated for the first time. It was quite a scary experience, but I got over my fear. On May 26th, my cousins safely came over and we had s'mores and a little ziplining session.
That's what scared me.
What is wrong with this one? And finally, we celebrated my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, look what you did.
Next is the month of June. We celebrated Marianne and David's graduation. And I hung out with my cousins again. I sincerely apologize to my neighbors if we were too loud during this moment. Then we went on a little fishing trip with my family. Luckily, the fishing dock was mainly secluded and everyone was spread out really far away from each other, so we were able to have fun safely. And it is finally the month of July, more than halfway through the year. We start the month off happily with gaining 1,000 friends on YouTube. Wow, a milestone. In celebration of this big milestone, we attempted to make 1,000 cookies, but that didn't go out well, so we resorted to baking a delicious cake.
We're at a sunflower field.
And like every other person on Instagram, my family went to a sunflower field to take pictures. It was my first time going here and I was definitely afraid of the bees. Another new thing we tried out is roller skating at a roller rink. This was a really fun experience and I went with my cousins and my sister. Shout out to my dad for getting all these clips and staying there for like 3 hours with us, but I had so much fun. And right after we went to Kristen and David's house to eat pizza and watermelon. And then finally, after 7 months of not seeing each other, we were reunited with the Viet Squad. On this day, we competed with each other in our little obstacle course.
Marian's the timer. Oh! What was that laugh? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and go! Woo!
Jumping all the way to the end of July, we have Marianne getting her first roller skates. We had such a difficult process of finding Marianne's skates because they were literally sold out everywhere, but somehow miraculously my dad found them on Amazon. And now she got skates and look at her go. Yeah, she's an expert. And finally, it's the month of August. This is my favorite month of this year. We started off the month with fun activities like the BTS Cup Sleeve event for their 7th anniversary. This is my first time attending a fan-run event. The organizers of this event planned it out so nicely and I had so much fun. I'm not gonna disclose their information for privacy reasons, but I had a good time and I even met up with my friend Evelyn. And finally, we reached my 16th birthday. Thanks to my mom and dad and my sister for making it an enjoyable day. And also thank you to Jasmine for going out of her way and surprising me with a scavenger hunt. I will never forget this day. And then to wrap up my birthday, my friends and I had a little picnic and I enjoyed it so much.
Oh.
A little shout out to Sinscree for making the best desserts. Just look how pretty this cake is. And just before school starts, we went on a trip to the beach with the Viet Squad. The beach was mainly secluded, with an exception of a bunch of annoying biting flies. Either way, we enjoyed the time together for the last time before school starts. This is so awkward. On August 30th, my first day of junior year on Zoom started. Online school is definitely something unique. I felt myself getting very unmotivated like other students, and I became very detached from my friends. But something that helped me a lot was listening to music. Music has always helped me in stressful circumstances. Also, making sure that I'm organized and writing down all of my tasks has extremely helped this year. And now it is the month of September. I biked a lot with my family, and I mean a lot. Every chance we got when the weather was nice, we would go outside to bike, go to different locations, and it was such a nice time. And after months of begging to redo my room, I finally got the chance to repaint my room and get new furniture, get everything new, which was a much needed reset for the new school year, and I felt like I needed a new environment so that I could focus better, especially since school is going to be at home rather than at the actual building. To wrap up September, I had a little photo shoot with my cousins. Next is the spooky month of October. Once again, my family biked a lot, and we did more biking, but this time with Benjamin and the Viet Squad. My cousins had a sleepover at my house for Halloween, and we explored the outdoors before it could get too cold. And now we move on to November. As you can see, as the months go by at the end of the year, there aren't that many moments to remember because school has started. So when we got the chance, my family and I went to the beach for the last time, a little family trip before the year ended. And it was a nice bonding experience and escape from the stressful schoolwork and tests that we had to do. My parents planned the trip so that it was still in the middle of the school year, so that means not a lot of people would be here, and we went in the middle of the week, so people were at work either way, so the beach was pretty secluded, as you can see here. I'm gonna also add that the beach was local and not far from our home. On November 20th, BTS released their Life Goes On MV. The whole album was so good. They can never make a bad song. Now is the last month, December. The holiday season was greeted with some snow in my area, and then we started decorating our living room. I feel like this is the best look my house has ever had for Christmas. And it is all thanks to my parents' efforts and their love for decorating during the holiday seasons. And then I got to work wrapping all of my presents. My friends and I usually do Secret Santa, but because of the COVID circumstances, we did an online one. So I am wrapping my gift for my friend Paige, and then I wrapped Marianne's gift. Finally, Christmas came, my favorite holiday, and we celebrated it with my family. The moment we've all been waiting for, New Year's Eve. We celebrated it alone with just my family. My dad built a ball drop, which was freaking cool.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. The ball did not drop.
Happy New Year!
We weren't drinking alcohol. This is some sort of cider. But clearly it wasn't good. It tasted disgusting, I have to be honest. And just like that, that wraps up my 2020 recap. I am so glad that year is over, and now it is 2021. Thank you to everyone who made my 2020 a better year than it turned out to be. And to the people who I didn't get a chance to record during this year, you know who you are. Just know that you are still one of the people who made my 2020 amazing. I also want to thank everyone who's been on my YouTube journey and has been following me since the beginning. Thank you guys for making this year more bearable. I hope 2021 will treat us better and be a time of healing for everyone.
It's harder and harder to focus. We just ran, so it's harder to own it. So if it helps, yeah, I'm here with